Hello, good morning. Welcome to Joy News Desk. Coming to you live from our studios in Kokomlele on the Final First Street. This morning, 6,481 prospective teachers who sat again for the licensure examination last month failed. This is out of the over 7,000 that participated in the exams. Flag bearer aspirant of the governing MPP says the country is currently in difficult times under the Akufo-Addo government and promises to restore hope if elected. And Shai Osodoko District Assembly begins leveling rough patches on the Doimo stretch, but the youth say they want the road asphalted. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Many thanks for choosing us. Let's begin with the 6,481 teachers out of the 7,728 prospective teachers who sat again for the Ghana Teacher Licensure examination last month who failed. Only 1,277 passed. The figure represents 16.5% of the candidates who sat again for the examination used to licensed teaching practitioners. This figure is concerning, and on Zoom I've been joined by the registrar of the Ghana Teacher Licensure Examination, Dr. Christian Adaipoku, for more on this. Grateful for your time, Mr. Adaipoku. Hello, Mr. Adaipoku. Kindly unmute for me, Mr. Adaipoku.
Sorry, thank you for having me, and greetings to your cherished listeners.
You must be worried that 6,481 out of the 7,728 teachers who wrote the exams actually failed.
Yes, it's a worry to all of us, and I think it's a worry to us as a nation that you have such a crop of people who have spent so much time and resources to be educated and to come out this way. Let me say that this result reflects what we have been talking about, that it is not anybody who has passed teacher education institutions that qualifies to be a teacher. This examination specifically is for or was for those who could not be successful in the previous licensure examination. Specifically, they are for reciters. And so some of these people have written the licensure examination 9 times. Some have written it 8 times, 7 times, 5 times, and so on and so forth. So let me say that we are the people who are perceiving that is what is left, and we are trying to see if we can still further see them and get some people into the classroom. So it's nice to us that the failure rate is so high.
What in your estimation is actually causing this mass failure?
I'm unable to tell, but I think that if you drop a normal curve, you will find some people who really do not fit, and those who fit. Over the years, the pass rate of the licensure examination has hovered around 60 to 70% pass. And so the numbers that are able to pass are the people that continuously they resit, and then you get some of them making it after a few attempts, and then there are others that no matter what you do, it appears to us that they just can't fit for the classroom.
And how many times have they written this kind of exams since its inception?
The Ghana Teacher Licensure examination started in 2018. And every year we write 2 of them in a year. So, in all, we have written 10 times. The one that we have just is the 10th time.
Okay.
And so, if somebody wrote in 2018 and is still writing, that person has written 10 times.
But why licensure exams? Because we're doing okay. Our teachers were still teaching. They were still doing what they were supposed to do. Why not any other intervention? And it definitely must be a licensure exams.
Well, you say our teachers are doing okay. That is our perception. We thought that our teachers were doing okay. But to be frank with you, it's not every teacher that is doing okay. And it's not every teacher that really is fit for the classroom. And so over the years, we realized that to get the quality teachers that will provide us the quality education, there's a need to have a relook at the quality that is brought into the classroom. And that is why we decided that the wholesale recruitment of people from the training institutions into the classroom must be altered at a point, and then have a second look at it to do a second level of seeding to make sure that we get the right caliber of people to enter the classroom, because we know from experience, from studies that we do, indicate clearly that it's not everybody or anybody that has entered the classroom that is really fit for the classroom.
So for the 9th time, if teachers are writing and still failing this kind of exams, what do you intend to do to take them off the teaching list?
I must say that, in my opinion, that's my personal opinion, it's not everybody who is fit to be a teacher. But then there are still other doors open. As of now, we are doing a reform. And so those who have failed or who have not been successful in this current examination, the 7,000 something that wrote the exam, those who have not been successful still have one more chance around November to write and pass. If they are not able to do that, then 2 options are open to them to still become teachers. One, if the person is already a degree holder, then that person may have to transition from the current Ghana Teacher Licensure examination to the new one that we are bringing in August, but they will have the chance to write it in 2024. However, we have others who have diploma in education, they don't have degrees. And those who do not have degrees, the national policy now is that the minimum qualification to teach is first degree. So from 2024, if you do not have a first degree, you are unable to write the Ghana Teacher Licensure examination. And that means those who do not have degrees as of now and have been writing the licensure examination must upgrade themselves, go to school again, and have a degree, and then come back to write the licensure examination. If all are not working for them, then the next alternative is to look for another profession. Maybe teaching is not cut out for them.
But we already have a teacher deficit, and I hope you agree that we definitely need more teachers. So the least we want to do is to actually lay some of them off.
We are not laying off teachers in the classroom. We are only looking at recruitment to make sure that those that we are recruiting are of the right make. That's what we are doing. And I don't think, as of now, the data available doesn't show that those who have not been able to make it will cause any teacher deficit in the classroom. But the point is that even if it's going to cause teacher deficit, and the people that we are going to send into the classroom will not benefit us, why do we have to send them? And so these are things that as a nation we will have to look at and see if we want to sacrifice quality for numbers. But as of now, data available to us as the regulator doesn't indicate that we will have teacher deficits in the foreseeable future.
But I mean, we wouldn't have teacher deficits because you've not started taking them off the list, right? Because if we want good teachers, that we agree. But if the teachers keep failing, then that last resort of taking them off is there. What's your recommendation so that we definitely don't have a gap going into the future?
My recommendation is that the teacher education institutions must be very rigorous in the selection of people that they admit for training. If that happens, it cuts down the numbers that will fall out of the system and will not be able to make it in the examinations. That's the first thing. 2, as they enter the teacher education institutions, they must also make conscious effort that the teachers that will come out will be able to meet the national teacher standards, the standards that the nation has set for itself for teachers across the country to practice. And if we are able to train them in such a way that we are successful in that aspect, anybody that comes out of the universities may be able to pass the licensure examination and get a chance to teach. And so it is of two levels for me at the tertiary education level, for them to first be sure that the people that they are recruiting or they are meeting for training are the right make, and when they enter the training institutions too, they give them the training must be rigorous enough, or the teaching must be rigorous enough, so that by the time they come out, they are really fit to be able to enter the Ghanaian classroom.
Dr. Christian Adepoko, I'm grateful for your time. He's the registrar of the Ghana Teacher Licensure Examination. He's been giving some recommendations to better our teachers in the classroom. To Shai Osudoku, the District Assembly has started leveling rough patches on the Doimu stretch, but the youth say they are unimpressed with the work being done. The residents say they want the 15.8 kilometer stretch asphalted, but the Shai Osudoku DCE maintains the rehabilitation works is the way to go. The youth told my colleague Carlos Caloni that to further express their displeasure, they will demonstrate. There's more in this report.
These earth-moving machines were seen busily working on the stretch when Joy News visited the Doimu Road Friday afternoon. The District Chief Executive DC of Shai Osudoku District Assembly, Fred Ofe, who was on the stretch, explained to Joy News the rationale behind the rehabilitation works.
The road from Doimu Junction to Doimu has become very bad of late, of which our people also wanted to demonstrate. So Assembly find the need of it that we have to come and do spot improvements as we can do all, so that it could be more trouble for the community people to be applying it. That's why the Assembly has come in, and then we collaborated with one or two quarries who were willing to give us material to put it on the road. And so far, that is what we are seeing and experiencing. Thank God, the contractor that is working on the Akosumo, Ashama to Akosumo, I met them, I discussed with them, and they've also given us some machinery.
But the youth of the town would not have any of that. They say they want the road asphalted, maintaining they will go ahead with their planned demonstration in spite of the rehabilitation works.
We are not saying they should come and fill potholes or do something. We said they should fix our road. We need the road to be constructed, an asphalt road, because this is where the quarries are. We are not happy. This is even worse than what we have. When it rains and we have erosion, and then the dust wash away, it will be left with the stones. And these stones are very, very big. Your cars can get damaged because of these stones. We are having a demonstration on the 30th. Definitely, it will come on. That is Tuesday.
What they are doing is not a permanent solution to our problem. We need a permanent road to be constructed. If not anything, we are not asking for much, but an asphalt should be constructed here. We are suffering. It has affected business so long. Before their cars used to pass here, but now they don't pass here. Our mothers who used to sell at the roadside, nobody is buying their food because the cars are not using this road.
We are telling the government that on the 20th of this month, we are doing a demonstration against the government. All we are saying is that you should come and fix our road for us. We will not stop. Nothing will stop us. We will go ahead and do the demonstration. Nobody can intimidate us. We are ready for that, and we will still come ahead and do the demonstration.
The DC, however, maintained the move is an interim measure since the contractor has abandoned site, claiming he has not been paid.
We are not doing it to put a bitumen on it because Assembly funding can even not construct a kilometer of road, but we'll make sure we make it accessible until the contractor comes back to site. What the contractor is saying is he hasn't been paid, and that is why he is not coming back on site.
Appealing to the Ministry of Roads to intervene, the DC said with only 2.5 tarred roads in the entire district, the situation is contributing to insecurity in the area.
We only have about 2.5 kilometers of road that is only bitumen from Ayukuma to Asebi. The stretch from, from Asebi to Doimu Junction is bad. From Doimu to Kodiabedo through to Agomeda, bad. From Dodua to Afienya, very bad. All these roads have become a death trap for all of us. The crime rate is increasing in the district because of this bad nature of road. So I'll plead for the central government to listen to our plight, and then they come and attend to us.
Reporting from Doimu, my name is Carlos Caloni for Joy News.
The Attorney General has rejected an offer by private company Big C Trading Company to refund 2 million euros for the prosecution of minority leader Dr. Ato Forcing and 2 others to be terminated. The 3 are standing trial for their roles in the purchase of ambulances for the state. The Attorney General contends the state has lost more than 2 million euros due to the purchase of the ambulances, which turned out to be defective. Legal Affairs correspondent Joseph Akable has more.
All 3 accused persons have pleaded not guilty to the charges, with the court already directing that they open their defense, as the minimum threshold required for them to answer the case against them has been met. Big C is the company government purchased the ambulances from. Richard Japa is said to have acted as an agent of the company. The company says the ongoing trial presents significant risk to its reputation, hence the offer. It adds that it wants to preserve its relationship with Ghana in order to advance its business interest. Ghana's Courts Act allows a person standing trial on charges bordering on economic loss to the state to admit to the offense and offer compensation. Where such an offer is accepted by the prosecution and deemed satisfactory, a guilty plea is entered for the accused, and instead of imposition of custodial sentence, an order is made for payment to be made. It is not clear if the offer is being made under this law or under Ghana's new plea bargaining law. The company wants to pay 500,000 euros upfront, with the remaining 1.5 million euros to be paid within 6 months. The state is being asked to release the 30 ambulances to the company and discontinue the case against the accused persons. Joy News understands the Attorney General's office has rejected the offer by Big C. Sources close to the ongoing negotiations explain the AG holds the view that Big C is not one of the accused persons standing trial. It cannot therefore make such a request. Lawyers for the businessman Richard Japa are however said to have written to the AG to explain that Big C made the offer to them. The lawyers explained that Mr. Japa was therefore forwarding the proposal for the Attorney General's consideration. They add that they have fully adopted the said proposal and have also brought it to the attention of the other accused persons, asking them to confirm their support for the settlement process.
Former Energy Minister Boakye Jarko says the country is currently going through difficult times under the Akufo-Addo government. According to him, Ghanaians have lost hope and are therefore calling for new leadership, a reason he has presented himself for the flag bearer contest. Mr. Jarko made this assertion whilst he filed his nomination forms together with Dr. Friako, to the former Greek minister, and 1 other aspirant.
Governing MPP is building up and gathering momentum. So far, 5 aspirants out of the 11 that have picked nomination forms to contest the elections filed their nominations. Former Energy Minister Boakye Jarko, in his address to party supporters after filing his nominations, admitted that there are economic difficulties under the Akufo-Addo government, and that calls for a new leadership, a reason he has presented himself for the race.
The people of this country have supported it for a long time. And this is the time to make them feel that there is a new leadership coming. A new leadership that will turn the corner and make lives better than we see it today. These are difficult times, I admit. But all difficult times require new leadership and new thinking. Yes, the MPP, we've done very well. But I can tell you, we can do better and we must do better. We cannot rest on our oars and pat ourselves on the back for what we did yesterday.
But Dr. Friako says he intends to use the agriculture sector to take the country out from the trenches of the IMF. According to him, his 6-year service under the Akufo-Addo government has laid the foundation.
I can assure you, the same way I was able to bring agriculture to the front line of policy discussion, in the same way that agriculture will be used to take us out of the clutches of the IMF. Because the agricultural sector in this country has great potential, and we haven't even scratched the surface of it.
Meanwhile, Professor Konedu Apreku, who is contesting the MPP presidential race, for the third time, is expressing confidence of winning this time and wants the elections to be based on competition of ideas.
I hope we will have a fair, competitive election. I believe in competition. And not just competition in elections, I believe strongly in competition of ideas. May the best ideas, may the best programs survive, such that when we would have been done and selected a leader, we can go to sleep, that the person knows what is going on, has the capacity to listen, capacity to lead, capacity to reform. Tremendous amount of reforms are needed in our country today. If I were president, I would start off with the government structure, and I would dramatically change what we have. I will look at our constitution that offers too much power to the presidency, and I will work to ensure that perhaps after 8 years that I would have left office, we will have election, competitive election in selecting regional ministers, competitive election in DCEs. Ronald Reagan, American president, said, government closest to the people serve the people best.
Nominations for the flag bearer race in the MPP remain opened till 24th June, and the remaining 6 aspirants have only this week to meet the deadline. Samuel Mbura, Joy News.
We're still live on Joy News Desk. We'll be back shortly with more.
HD, the new exciting football channel, is now available only on HD Plus and brings you football from around the world. Watch Sadio Mane and Daniel Kovichre in the top weekly match of the Bundesliga 1 and DFB Cup, Primera Liga, Copa de la Liga Profesional, see Ronaldo in the Saudi Pro League, as well as daily sports news every other hour. Also, get updated on Messi and Mbappe on PSG TV and many more. Feely on HD Plus channel 151. Agronaede, HD Plus, the Feely experience.
There are days when you think, whoa, today I've earned it. So order a Glovo. Days when plans run longer. What if we order a Glovo? Or days when you can't control everything. Oh yes, because on Glovo, you can order anything you want. Glovo, you order, we deliver.
Builders of his house and sellers of his cars give him a percentage for every contract he brings. My opponent sits here and turns against the motion for 170 for making money legally. Wrong! Hey.
The biggest debate competition in Ghana is back. Which side do you represent? For or against the motion? Stay glued to your superstation Love 99.5 FM, Joy Learning and Joy Prime as we bring to you the biggest stage where schools in Ashanti show their prowess through debate. Rally behind your alma mater to glory as gallant young men and women from the various senior high schools in Ashanti elucidate their stance on matters of national interest.
Venue is the Christian Service University College.
Catch us live on Love 99.5 FM, on Facebook at Love 99.5 FM, Joy Learning and Joy Prime, 2 p.m. each day. The Love FM High Schools debate, trumpeting the voice of young ones on issues of national interest. This event is brought to you by your superstation Love 99.5 FM, the Ashanti Regional SRC, and the Regional Directorate of Ghana Education Service Ashanti and CHAS.
This program is in partnership with Pepsodent, Rasta Chocomolds from Twillium Industries, Christian Service University College, Jackson Educational Complex, Cowbell, Madam Catherine, Frital and Fortune Rice from Wilma, and sponsored by Zest Consult, Pidato Company Limited, CBS Industries, Top Choco, Ultimate Fashions, Flora Tissues. Supported by
Big Chef is back. A new edition with a new twist, new recipes, a new style, new delicious plates, and new critics. This is Big Chef Tertiary. It's a battle of Ghana's tertiary schools with the best chefs with the sharpest knife. Make a date Sunday, 25th of June, 2023 at 5 p.m. as we outdoor the schools representing your region at the launch of the maiden edition of Big Chef Tertiary.
Imagine a family without a home. Imagine a song without a voice. Imagine a church without prayers. Imagine a government without citizens. Imagine democracy without journalists. Imagine a world without the media. Life is full of issues and stories about people, communities, and governments. Stories that have to be told by well-trained journalists. That's why you can't imagine news without Joy News.
Welcome back to Joy News Desk to the rest of our stories. Former President John Mahama is declaring that the NDC's candidate for Asen North by-elections, James Achikwesen, will not end up in jail, rallying constituents to vote for him to return to Parliament. James Kwesen is facing charges including perjury and making false declarations, with his criminal trial set to take place on a daily basis from today. Speaking at a campaign there, but John Mahama insisted that the case against the candidate has no basis and should be voted for to return to Parliament.
Papa onye bonibia ne boni awaye ne se opese obefie ebeboa ne man opese obefie ebesom ne man.
This man has not committed any crime. The only alleged crime they claim he has committed is supporting this constituency. If everyone here was granted a free visa to Canada, no one would be left in this community. Maybe you would only have the chiefs. Due to worsening economic conditions, many people would have left. However, this man, who used to hold Canadian citizenship, has voluntarily renounced it to serve his constituents. Yet, this government is making him regret that decision. They are spreading propaganda that any vote for him will not count because he will certainly be in prison. I, John Mahama, stand here to refute those claims and say that James Achikwesen will never be in prison. But those who call for his imprisonment rather will be the ones to be jailed.
James Achikwesen says he has become a victim of the equal numbers in the House, insisting his current predicament is due to the governing MPP's efforts to go all extents to reduce the NDC numbers in Parliament.
It's very surprising and strange to me that we preach one thing and we do the other. We talk about democracy, but we don't respect the choice of the people. This we all know. In 2020 December, I won this election fair and clear, and then there's been maneuvering due to the imbalance. I mean, the status of the Parliament or the legislature right now. They all understand that if given the legislature numbers. If one side of the party was higher than the other, in other words, let's say NDC or MPP had 140 and the other had like 135, we won't be facing this. It is the situation of the House, because for the first time in Ghana's elections, we had 137.
Yeah.
You know, but in a true democracy, you work with consensus. You build consensus. You work with the other side. In fact, Ghanaians spoke that they don't want one party rule to control, like give and winner takes all. That is why they gave us that mandate.
Yeah.
But it seems as though they don't want to respect the people's choice, and they will do everything to maneuver to reduce the number.
The police inspector accused of gunning down his girlfriend in Kumasi says he's not guilty. Inspector Ahmed Shumesi at his committal proceeding today at Asokore Mampon District Court angered relatives of the deceased when he told the court he is not guilty. But the prosecution told the court they are ready for trial. They presented exhibits and original copies of reports on the case to the court ahead of a high court trial on July 13 this year. Joining us on the phone is Erastus Asaridonko, who's been following proceedings for us. Erastus, how has the accused been justifying his innocence in court today?
Well, he has said few words, and one of those words is that he is not guilty, and that has angered the hundreds of well-wishers, sympathizers of Majwa, the late Majwa, here at the court. And in fact, it was not his plea that was being taken; it was the committal proceedings committing him to his trial at the High Court. And that is where the judge wanted to know if he had anything to say now that he is being committed for trial. And that is when he murmured those words in G, and it was translated to the judge by the interpreter that he said he is not guilty. And in fact, after that, whatever question that he was asked, he said that he doesn't have anything to say for now until his lawyer comes in, and that if they go to court at the High Court, his lawyer will come and tell the court what he has to say. And so it is after the proceedings, committal proceedings, that the number of people who have gathered here in black T-shirts and red armbands and all that feel very angry, that they feel that they know that he is guilty, so why would he say he's not guilty as though he's not showing remorse? And so the police are finding it very difficult trying to bring him out of the court now into the waiting pickup to be transported into custody. Don't forget that the judge has committed him to trial at the High Court. He has remanded him into prison custody again, and a fresh warrant has been issued for him, committing him to trial at the High Court. And so he's yet to be taken out of the court. And let me describe the court premises to you now, what is happening here. There is a police pickup at the entrance of the court, and there are a number, hundreds of sympathizers wearing red armbands, black T-shirts and all that, T-shirts designed in the name of the deceased, Majwa, who are venting their spleen, going ahead and issuing expletives and verbal exchanges with the security agencies, insulting him here and there, indicating that they are very angry and that they should bring him out for them to mete out instant justice to them. So the police are trying very hard to get the hundreds of people at bay. They are trying hard to bring him out of the courtroom. He is not being brought out now. Okay, so he has been brought out. The police are pushing the crowd back, and they are guiding him gradually into the car. So you can hear the commotion here. Now the pickup, he's inside the pickup. And they are taking him out. They are slamming and banging on the people, throwing stones at the pickup. Now the pickup has settled. That was close. the second police pickup is leaving, and they are hooting at the police officials and those who are guarding him into the pickup. So that is the scene here at the district court at the Korimapong. The accused person, Inspector Ahmed Chumasi, has just been whisked away by a number of policemen who gathered here to ensure his safety, even at a point where they wanted to make out instant justice as to him.
Well, when next is he supposed to appear before the court?
So by the court proceedings today, his trial is expected to start on the 13th of July 2023 at 10 a.m. At the High Court.
Erastus Asari Donko is our reporter in court, bringing us up to speed the committal trial of the accused person in the murder of a lady in the Ashanti region. We'll be following this and bring you more. Now, players in the e-commerce space have expressed worry about the inefficiencies in the sector. We'll bring you details of this shortly in Business.
Builders of his house and sellers of his cars give him a percentage for every contract he brings. My opponent sits here and turns against the motion for 170 for making money legally. Wrong! Hey.
The biggest debate competition in Ghana is back. Which side do you represent? For or against the motion? Stay glued to your superstation Love 99.5 FM, Joy Learning and Joy Prime as we bring to you the biggest stage where schools in Ashanti show their prowess through debate. Rally behind your alma mater to glory as gallant young men and women from the various senior high schools in Ashanti elucidate their stance on matters of national interest.
Venue is the Christian Service University College.
Catch us live on Love 99.5 FM, on Facebook at Love 99.5 FM, Joy Learning and Joy Prime, 2 p.m. each day. The Love FM High Schools debate, trumpeting the voice of young ones on issues of national interest. This event is brought to you by your superstation Love 99.5 FM, the Ashanti Regional SRC, and the Regional Directorate of Ghana Education Service Ashanti and CHAS.
This program is in partnership with Pepsodent, Rasta Choco Molds from Twillium Industries, Christian Service University College, Jackson Educational Complex, Cowbell, Madam Catherine, Fritol and Fortune Rice from Wilma, and sponsored by Zest Consult, Pidato Company Limited, CBS Industries, Top Choco, Ultimate Fashions, Flora Tissues. Supported by
Score HD, the new exciting football channel, is now available only on HD Plus and brings you football from around the world. Watch Sadio Mane and Daniel Kufitre in the top weekly match of the Bundesliga 1 and DFB Cup, Primera Liga, Copa de la Liga Profesional, see Ronaldo in the Saudi Pro League, as well as daily sports news every other hour. Also, get updated on Messi and Mbappe on PSG TV and many more. Feely on HD Plus channel 151. Agronaede, HD Plus, the Feely experience.
Emma, what are you watching? Football is over. So, I bumped into our boy Jimmy yesterday.
And he tells me that he went over to Kenny's place. So he goes, what's this? Kenny goes, only the best sports money can buy. Now he got the scoop from Isaac, who says WWE is the business. And his girlfriend Amari, she can't stop saying that ESPN is so lit. But she got the juice from her friend Sandra. So I had to stay connected, because sports lives on GoTV.
Big Chef is back. A new edition with a new twist, new recipes, a new style, new delicious plates, and new critics. This is Big Chef Tertiary. It's a battle of Ghana's tertiary schools with the best chefs with the sharpest knife. Make a date Sunday, 25th of June, 2023 at 5 p.m. as we outdoor the schools representing your region at the launch of the maiden edition of Big Chef Tertiary.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Players in the e-commerce space have expressed worry about the inefficiencies associated with the Ghana Post GPS addressing system, arguing it has increased their cost of operations. They believe a proper addressing system will enhance competitiveness within the e-commerce industry. Here's more from the 2023 Africa Trade and E-commerce Logistics Conference held in Accra.
The 2023 Africa Trade and E-commerce Logistics Conference brought together industry leaders, experts and innovators to explore and discuss the latest trends, challenges and opportunities in trade and e-commerce logistics across the continent. Speaking to Joy Business on the sidelines of the conference, founder of Africa E-commerce Logistics Providers Association, Andrew Pebi, mentioned that the conference will afford industry players the platform to compete favorably at the world market.
We are helping organizations to future-proof their supply chains, and we are also giving opportunities for African businesses to become African multinationals. So we are helping organizations, that is SMEs, to grow and expand and enter new markets.
Country Manager Jumia Logistics Richmond Carlos Otu expressed worry about the inefficiencies associated with the Ghana Post GPS addressing system. He therefore appealed to government to address the challenge to enhance competitiveness within the e-commerce space.
When we look at last mile within Ghana, we've realized that a lot of challenges exist with having to deliver items to people's doorsteps, owing to the fact that addresses are not well laid out and quite a number of streets have similar addressings. Of course, we know the likes of where the government and Ghana Post are trying to improve on the Ghana Post GPS, but the truth is today it's not where it needs to be.
On his part, a representative at Paystack, Kwejoche, called for an enabling environment for the growth of SMEs, particularly in the e-commerce sector.
We know entrepreneurship, for instance, it's not easy at all, and there are a whole lot of things within the country that's hindering or preventing others from going into it. So if we do provide such platforms like Paystack is doing for them right now.
The conference afforded industry players the opportunity to gain value insights, network with industry professionals, and stay ahead in the dynamic world of African trade and e-commerce logistics.
The African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat and the United Bank of Africa UBA have signed an agreement to support small and medium enterprises in Africa with $6 billion to scale up and grow into multinational companies. According to Secretary General of the AFTA, Wamkele Mene, the SMEs will be provided with access to the global markets and capital to enable them grow. Here's more.
The agreement signed by the African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat and the United Bank of Africa is aimed at giving the private sector the opportunity to strongly participate and benefit from the AFTA. Agro-processing, automotive, pharmaceuticals, transport and logistics are the key sectors the agreement is focusing on. Speaking at the signing ceremony, Secretary General of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, Wamkele Mene, said the agreement would help SMEs to contribute to socio-economic development.
As you know, both by capitalization and presence in Africa, UBA is one of the largest banks in Africa and also has a presence in other parts of the world. That means that the SMEs that are supported by UBA will have access to global markets, to global capital markets, to the latest technology, as well as to the capital that, of course, that they will require in order to trade and in order to do business within the framework of the AFCFTA. We have identified 4 priority sectors, which are priority sectors that under the African Union are sectors of Africa's economy that we estimate will be the drivers of Africa's economy for the next 10, 15 to 20 years. And these sectors are the pharmaceuticals, the automotive sector, transport and logistics, agriculture and agro-processing.
Group Deputy Managing Director of UBA, Muyiwa Akinyemi, added that SMEs are the backbone of every growing economy, hence the need to support them to scale up.
And last business, the news continues after the break. This Wednesday on the Joy Business Van, tracing the 10-year journey of Ghana's leading travel agency, Adansi Travels, will engage CEO Gideon Asare.
How Adansi started is interesting. In 2012, I had a couple of friends which were involved in some business investment, and the company was doing a gala dinner in Dubai. So I helped them to travel to Dubai, and including myself. So when we were in Dubai for that conference, and the idea came that when we come back, since I was able to organize such a trip for them, why don't we make it a business?
10 years of providing exceptional travel services, what impact has Adansi Travels made?
So the main impact is bringing that vibe, that drive in people to travel, and making people feel that travel is easy.
Adansi Travels on the Joy Business Van this Wednesday on TV, radio, online and on ground. The Joy Business Van, powered by Joy Business and supported by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and MTN. What are we doing today?
Welcome back to Journey's Next. To the rest of our stories, they were denied a chance at the national tournament for 2 consecutive years, losing their last opportunity to Kelpohene Senior High School in 2022. But the boys from St. Charles Minor Seminary, SHS, are back into the national championship with intrepidity after beating Savlugu SHS and Pont Tamale by a 53-point margin. Emmanuel Bright-Kweko has been interacting with the students who say with God, the Holy Spirit and right judgment, they will make history of clinching the national title for the Northern region.
Seminary, they just won their contest to make a return after 2 years. 2020 they were kicked out, and then they are coming this year in 2023. Let me engage with you, sir. You have been training the students. How does this make you feel? You see your school qualify?
I feel very happy. I first want to thank God for this victory He has given us, and it's very exciting to see my students perform such creditably and qualifying for the national competition.
You are the contestants. How does it feel qualifying to the nationals? You've, let me say, broken a jinx 2020. After 2020, you've not been able to qualify. How does this make you feel?
It makes me feel very happy. Team, we are very happy because for several years now, St. Charles has not been seen in the national. But this year, we are coming.
How are you coming? How are you coming?
We are not scared of any schools. Since the quiz was organized by the officials and we were able to qualify with a 50-point margin, so as we can beat the other schools. There is a saying that a short man will never give thanks to God until he receives his heights. So we are coming for the championship, no matter the number of times they've taken it. Yes! We are taking it this year.
And on that note, we wrap up News Desk this morning. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Log on to myjoyonline.com for more of the news and updates of all the developing stories. See you again at 12.